Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this DELL Inspiron 153511. So this had some liquid damage. Let's go ahead and see if we can find out where and if we can clean it up and get it working. Alright, this is just going to be like corrosion cleanup. We're not going to be replacing tiny little capacitors and things like that, so keep that in mind. If cleaning it up doesn't work, then we'll consider the board fried. Alright, anyways, here's a PH1 JS1 screwdriver. We're going to use that to remove all the screws from the bottom. Alright, it looks like this screw actually stays attached. But if the screws come out, you want to keep them in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern I remove them. So we got that. Alright, I believe these back corner ones, they stay in place. So when you unscrew it, it actually creates a gap here and makes it easier to pop apart. Alright, let's go ahead and continue removing all the rest. I don't know if I got a good thumbnail of the back of this laptop, but there we go. Okay, let's go ahead and continue removing all these screws. If this video helps you out, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Other than that, I do have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. If you can subscribe to that one as well. Same profile picture but zoomed in. That'll help a lot. Alright, so now that we got this, you can see it's kind of forming a gap here. If it doesn't have a gap here, like on this side, basically you just got to get a little pry tool in here as you're kind of pulling on it, and you should be able to pop these clips. So there you go, just like that. Alright, as you can see, I just use my fingernails. You don't need any fancy tools, and actually I find fingernails work a lot better. So it looks like after you pop up that, then you can actually just pop this whole thing, and then kind of just wiggle this to get the bottom portion out there. So there we go, we got the bottom cover off. From here, ooh, okay, I do see some liquid onto this hinge, or you can see that. That's not really an important component, but I can see like little speckles of water all throughout the entire thing. So I kind of have a feeling this thing's completely toast. But anyways, let's go ahead and get a thumbnail there. Okay, and then let's go ahead and disconnect the battery. So to remove the battery, there's wings on this little connector. I just use my fingernails and kind of just wiggle it like that, and you can see it pops out. Alright, there's the hard drive caddy here. You can put a 2.5-inch SATA hard drive or SSD or hard drive in there, but flip that latch up and then you can go ahead and lift this slightly and pull this out. It helps to kind of use this little blue tab, and then we can use that and pull that out. Alright, so we had to disconnect that to get the battery out of this piece here. If you're replacing the battery and you want to remove this cable, because you will have to migrate this to the new one, you'd basically have to unroute this cabling here, and then to remove this portion here, there's a little metal latch. Let me zoom in here a bit more to show you if I can. Alright, so this metal piece, you have to slide that back. I don't know if you saw how I did that, but you slide that back and there you go, this piece comes out. That's what it looks like underneath. Okay, but to put it back, you basically just get that back into place. Okay, hopefully it's focusing, I don't know, and then slide this piece back over it. All right, you might have to use, you see that little raised lip there, you might have to use that to help pull it. Okay, we're just gonna put this thread that back around there. Oops, I have screws on my desk that were in the way and accidentally like pushed them all over the place. So anyways, just thread this back in. Okay, we're gonna take the actual the battery out of here, so let's go ahead and remove the screws. Let's see, there's one screw here. So far all M.2, sorry, so far all PH1 or JS1 screws, so let's go ahead and remove those. Sorry, it's really early in the morning, and I didn't really sleep much. I woke up at like 3 in the morning. I slept extra early, like 9 something, 10 o'clock. But yeah. So here we go. You can see some liquid residues on there. We don't really need to clean that off. It's not going to do anything if we do, but you can see how it's leaving that. So let's go ahead and actually see about wiping it up. So just get like a paper towel. You don't need too much, just get a portion of it and I just use some isopropyl alcohol. This is 91%. You can use lower percentage if you want, but 91% is good, so there's less water that stays behind. Alright, and again, you can just wipe this stuff off, although again, it's not really necessary because it's not on any electrical components, and usually it will leave some kind of residue there, but it is what it is. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a closer look. So this is where the residue was coming from. Basically, it oxidized that metal and then it left that crusty stuff behind. We're going to remove the hard drive caddy here. Right, 4 screws holding this down, and it should have 4 screws for you to mount the hard drive or SSD into this caddy, but I don't know if I see. Oh, actually, they're underneath this piece of tape. Okay, so they do provide you with the screws to attach the SATA drive, so that's pretty nice. You can see there's the 4 screws. You just peel this tape back and then you can push the screws through this little plastic piece. We're going to set that aside for now. Same thing with, well, actually we'll just leave this here because we don't need to do anything with it. You got a M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD here. Let's actually zoom in a bit to remove that. We're going to undo. Are they using a smaller screw? Okay, they're using a PH0 JS0 screw for this. Okay, so we need to switch the screwdriver to a smaller one. Okay, we'll take that screw out, and then this lifts up slightly, and then you kind of wiggle it as you pull, and there you go. There's the SSD. I kind of want to take this out. Let's see. I don't see any liquid damage on this thing, so we should be okay. But this is a Intel PCIe NVMe SSD. I don't know if this has the Optane memory built in, but I hate those. Those always fail. If it does, you might want to... oh shoot, there's some corrosion on there. See, onto that drive. So the drive itself might be dead as well, but anyways, we just got to make sure if we can even turn it on at all. Alright, let's go ahead and undo the hinge screws here. One other thing, after removing the battery, it helps to open up the computer, and then press and hold the power button for at least 15 seconds to drain any residual power. This thing had liquid damage. It's probably completely drained already anyways, but we'll just do that just in case. Okay, just a few more seconds, and yeah, this is a very important step if you're gonna mess with the screen, especially if you're disconnecting any of the LCD LVDS cables like this one or the one on the back of the screen. Okay, don't skip that step if you are taking the screen out. There's a chance you'll be okay, but why take the risk? All right. It's kind of like working on like some electrical wiring inside your house. You don't need to shut the breaker off, but if you mess up, you can electrocute yourself really bad. In this case, you can fry your computer pretty bad. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and lift the hinge up. Okay, so I just lifted this slightly. Now that we undid the screw, we're gonna take this screw out as well, and this screw out as well. Okay, so we'll get those out. Then we'll flip this latch here. Okay, I had to hold it down because I took the screws out, and then we're gonna pull this cable out, and we're gonna pull this up and out as well. Come on. Oh, there's a screw back here that I didn't see. I was wondering why it wasn't moving. All right, make sure you're using the right screwdriver. I forgot I switched to the PH0. We're going to switch back to the PH1 because if you're not careful, you can strip the screws. Okay, so we'll carefully lift this out and take a look, and there's some corrosion all on this thing. We're just going to use a toothbrush and kind of just brush the corrosion away a little bit. Basically, what we're doing is trying to make sure that there are no shorts between pins. All right, we're not going to be able to make it 100% perfect, but just get any of those shorts out, and if we're lucky, we might be okay. Usually what happens is some liquid will like connect the pins here, and then it leaves that crusty stuff, which makes a permanent connection, and sometimes just brushing that stuff away, thinning it out, will be enough to get it working again. Anyways, we're gonna clear this out. The thing with this one is that the power button? The power button is underneath this fabric. So this is the power button switch here. Interesting. I've never seen them do that before, but that's the power button. and it's underneath this. So that's kind of strange. Oh, and this is also covered with some corrosion. So we're going to get some isopropyl alcohol onto the paper towel again, and we're going to wipe that. Okay. But most likely this thing is fried. It looks pretty bad. That was a lot of water in there. Alright, so I don't know if you were able to see. I mean, I cleaned it, but you can see the pins are still discolored from the corrosion. So likely this thing's not going to work. But we'll go ahead and put this back on. Okay, line this all back up. Get this back in there. There we go. And latch down. We'll get these screws back on there, and then we'll take a look at the other components. Yeah, that's quite a bit of damage into this already, so I have a feeling this thing is toast. But we'll keep going. Okay, let's go ahead and close the hinge back down. Make sure it lines up. Put these two screws back in. Yeah, there's corrosion throughout the entire thing. The customer waited like a week to bring it to me, so you don't want to leave your thing sitting with liquid in it, okay? If you can help it, you want to take it apart as quick as possible, as soon as possible, and at the minimum, disconnect the battery. All right, let's go ahead and see if the fan will come out by just removing these two screws. Wow, the screw is long. Okay, that one and this one. All right, and yes, the fan comes out, so we're gonna go ahead and grab the wings and just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle to pull that out. There we go. So if you need to replace the fan, I don't know if there's the fan model information. It's right there. I don't know if you can read that, but there you go. And then there's other information for the fan there. But usually I just search the laptop model number and fan, and then I can find the fan. I don't need the exact like fan model number usually. Okay, there's some gross stuff there, so we'll brush that off as well. Although this is most likely just dust that built up over time. The liquid kind of got into it and then made it yucky. Oh man, look at that. This is really bad. Okay, so this is all corroded. The wireless card has some rust on it. I'm pretty sure this thing's toast. I don't know if there's even a point for me to go any further other than just to show you guys how to take this thing apart. But let's kind of just clean up some of that gross stuff. Let's pull this connector out, and yeah, look at that. That's burnt. That thing is toast. Fried. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this thing's not gonna work, but we'll take it apart a bit more. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the wireless card out. So there's another PH1 JS1 screw there. That comes out. Oh, even the wireless antennas got crusty there. This thing got, man, it's like it got flooded. I thought it just got like a little water, but no, it's like... Okay, anyways, to get the antennas out, keep in mind on this one, the white antenna is going to the black arrow and the black antenna is going to the white arrow. Okay, so we're just going to go from the tail and just pull it straight up like that, and the wireless card just wiggles and pops out like that. Okay, look at that rust. Oh, jeez. I don't know how it got all that rust on there. Did it like, what fried it? That's crazy. Look, I can actually wipe off a lot of it, but not all of it. But yeah, it's like permanently rusted there. I don't see anything in the connector itself. What about underneath this plastic stuff? That looks okay. Yeah, that looks okay. That corrosion? Oh, there was some corrosion under there. What about over here? Oh, is that fried? What is that? No? Someone peeled this up before? I don't know. I don't know if you can see that. Usually that's like something got really hot and toasted it, but this stuff has some corrosion. Oops, sorry, there was some corrosion there as well. Then we also have the LCD LVDS oh nope, that's gross too. And that's actually toast, like toast. So at this point there really is no more, there's really no point for me to go any further. That thing is fried. The screen is toast. And when the screen is toast, that's going to be a very expensive repair, even if we get replacement parts. The cable's likely fried. This is likely fried. Right? You got the charge port connection here. What else here? Let's peel this up. There's a little corrosion under there. Not much. And a bit under here. Yeah, this thing I'm 100% sure is dead. There's no way it's going to turn on. Anyways, we'll look at the RAM here. I don't even know what all these white streaky things looks like. Somebody like cut it up with something. But there's a PC4 3200 AA, 4 gig. This one's probably also PC4 3200 AA, 8 gigs. Yeah, you can put any size stick of RAM you want. So if you can find two 16 gig sticks, you can put that. If you have 32 gig sticks, you can put that. I've never seen a size, well, not never, but it's very, very rare to have a capacity limitation. Anyways, we flip that latch up. This is the keyboard connector. Keyboard connector for the most part looks okay, but it did have like a few like white specks towards the tip. So most likely this is probably bad as well, but we'll get that back in. All right, is that in all the way? I don't know. Okay. Keyboard, that was the keyboard cable. Some models have a keyboard backlight connector here. This one doesn't. This one has, right here is the touchpad connector. I don't know if even at this point if I should pull the whole motherboard out. At this point I'm just taking stuff out just to take stuff out. Well, let's go ahead and actually, we can go ahead and lift up the whole motherboard. Why not? Okay, let's zoom out a bit here so I can show you the DC jack charge port connection. But this, like 99.9999%, this thing is dead. Alright, we're going to flip the hinge over here up. Be careful not to flip it too far. You don't want to hit the stuff behind. This stuff is all corroded there. Okay, we got the DC jack charge port connector here. I can just use my fingernails and wiggle that. And you can see, since we got the hinge up, we can kind of wiggle the connector. It is a little bit trapped underneath this metal piece here. But that, you kind of just have to wiggle and pull it out, just like that, if you want to remove it. Oh, that's also toast. I guess he plugged it in when it was wet. That looks bad. I don't even want to plug my charger into this. It might explode. I think if he gave me a charger, I'll plug his in, but I don't want to plug my charger into this. Okay, I think he did. Okay. So we'll set that aside. That's the DC jack charge port connector. This side faces up and this side faces down if you're replacing it. Okay, let's go ahead and remove a bunch more screws. We do have the speaker connector here. We'll disconnect that as well. Just use the wings. Again, use your fingernails or whatever. Wiggle it and pop that out. If you're wondering, the speaker is right here, and then it has a wire going along the bottom to the other speaker there. Okay, let's go ahead and start removing screws here. Oh, seriously? They use the PH0, JS0 for this. So we had to switch screwdrivers again. And we'll take that out. Take this one out. We got this one over here. And probably the last one here. I think there's only those 4 screws holding it down. Very simple. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna lift and wiggle this, make sure nothing else is connected. Go slow. And here's the bottom. The bottom is also covered in corrosion. We're gonna peel this off. You can see some corrosion there as well. Wow, this thing is toast. Jeez. It's like it got flooded. There's corrosion there, corrosion there. You can see it. All right. I'm going to try and scrub a little bit of that corrosion away, just to clear up any shorts that might be caused by the corrosion itself and not by internal faults. But pretty sure this thing is completely toast. There's no way. Now it's pretty much 100% dead, I'm pretty sure. If 99.9999 wasn't enough for you. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and pop this out. Jeez. See that corrosion under there? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay, look at that. See that? See all that corrosion? There's no way this thing survived. If this thing somehow survived, I'll go religious, okay? Alright, that's all completely cleaned up. Alright, let's go ahead and put this thing back together, even though I'm like 100% sure it's toast. There's no way this thing would survive. Okay, let's go ahead and get... The main thing is you gotta make sure all these cables end up back on top when you get this motherboard back in. Okay, get that in, drop that down. Oops, make sure you get the speaker connection out as well. Come on, get out there. There we go. Okay, so let's start reassembling this thing and then plug it in and see what happens. It might actually start sparking or something. I don't know, I'm scared. Okay, get that all in. Pull that cable in, flip that latch down. Touchpad connector. Make sure that goes in, flip that latch down. This connector doesn't even matter because it's not going to be doing anything, but we'll plug it in later. We have to get the battery back on first. Get the speaker connector back in. Line it up, pinch it together. Okay, oops, the I/O port went under. Okay, lift that. Get that in. I don't think even the power button will work. I think they fried even that, but we'll find out. Oh, don't forget the DC jack charge port. Okay, I'm gonna put the back in here first because it goes slightly underneath that metal portion, if possible. Let's see. Yep, there we go. Alright, and then we'll get this DC jack connector back in. Pinch that. Alright. I'm assuming this all goes underneath there. Get that. Wiggle this around, make sure it goes in. It's not, oh. Get that sticker out of the way. Go. Okay, make sure the LCD LVDS connector or EDP whatever connector here is in. Flip that latch down. Okay, we have the wrong screwdriver in, so I'm just going to loosely fit this first. Okay, let's go ahead and get the motherboard screws in. That one, this one, this one, and the last one up here. I'm going to switch back to the PH1 JS1 so I can do the hinge screws. Okay, wireless card. Wireless antennas. Okay. For the antennas, you want to make sure it's lined up before you press it down. The way you'll know is it kind of gets caught over the circle. Like you can see how I can wiggle it. Once it's caught, you can see it stays. And click that down. Okay, wireless card. That in place, tighten that down. Good. SSD. There, slide that in. This metal bracket, you actually want to separate here because these wings go underneath. Okay, so slide that. Pretty sure it goes underneath, right? Yep, like that. And then like this. Oh, make sure to switch back over to the PH0 JS0 screwdriver. Make sure that's slid in all the way. Tighten that down. Okay, got the fan here. Make sure this lines up. Make sure if you're replacing the fan that you got this connector the right way. You can see the metal pins faced up and the solid plastic part face down. Pinch that together. Okay. Get these screws back in. Loosely fit it first. Then once you get both in, I like to pull the fan up towards the heatsink and then screw this down. Okay, go. Now we got the little hard drive caddy we need to put back. This one. This one. I don't even know if their SSD survived because there was liquid on that as well. Oops, sorry. I'm not even showing you guys what I'm doing. Putting the screws back into this. Okay, now we got the battery. Pretty sure the battery's toast, but we'll put it back in. Why not? Okay. Make sure to get the screws back in. And the last one. Alright, get the little hard drive connector. Before I put the bottom cover back on, I'm going to plug it in just to see, because I want to see if it starts sparking or something. But, alright, come on, get this. Okay. It's not centered. I'm going to flip it over because it'll be easier since I can use this tab. There we go. Flip that latch down. Alright, let's go ahead and get the charger and plug this in and see what happens. Let's zoom out. Most likely this was just a waste of time after seeing this cable. Alright, I'm back. Let's go ahead and plug this thing in and see what happens. Please don't explode. Okay, nothing happened. No lights, nothing. It's completely dead, as you can see. Let's actually also plug the battery in because I didn't do that. I did unplug the charger. Okay, and then pinch the two together. There, now let's plug it in again. Still nothing. And pretty sure nothing. Yep. Sorry, Jeebus, but I'm still not gonna believe. Anyways, let's go ahead and put the bottom cover back on. And that's pretty much it. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade or repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. I also have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. If you want to help out even more, or if you just like my reviews, then if you could subscribe to that channel as well. Same profile picture but zoomed in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and you're welcome to stay as I put the rest of the screws in, but yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Alright, let's get all these. Last few. Alright. Alright, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. See you all in the next one. Let's drop this. Bye.